Today I'm going to have a talk with Hamill. Pete is the author of the book Embodied Leadership. It's about the somatic approach to developing your leadership. I found it a really interesting read, and in the interview he will cover a few of the topics he describes in his book. He will be talking about the most effective way to become a better leader, how leadership is about taking the risk of making a choice, and that for great leadership you have to engage with the body. And finally, he says that embodied leaders choose the frustration of practicing new actions. And in the book he gives a lot of insights and a lot of practical tips and tools to develop your own leadership style. I hope you will enjoy the interview, and it will give you a lot of new insights like it has been given me.
I read your book, and I experienced it as very interesting, and I got a lot of new perspectives, especially on the first part of your book. But I was wondering, what was your decision to start reading this book and to put it out in the world and share your ideas?
So what made me decide to create this book?
Yep.
That goes back quite a way, actually.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I'd been saying that somebody needed to write a book that was an entry into the field of somatics. There are many people, Richard Strozzi Heckler, Wendy Palmer, etc., who write books, but very often they're written from the perspective of you already have a base level understanding of somatics, the body, how that's relevant to leadership, of that worldview, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time I'd been saying, well, actually, that's great, forwards the thinking of the field, but what's missing is something that starts from where a kind of an average manager would start from,
mm-hmm.
from the worldview they start from, which is, actually, I want to be a better leader.
Yeah.
It doesn't start from a place of I'm thinking about the body and I'm thinking about the development of them through the body, etc. It starts off a very simple thing of I want to be a better leader. How do I? And what I wanted to do, and what I said for a long time somebody needed to do, was to write a book that started at that point,
mm-hmm.
and that brought somebody on the journey whereby they could actually see that the most effective way to become a better leader
mm-hmm.
was through engaging in work somatically or embodied work.
Yeah.
And you say that kind of thing, and you keep saying for a long time somebody should, and eventually it kind of dawns on you that maybe somebody should.
Yeah.
That maybe you should. And so eventually it kind of dawned on me that nobody else really had the people I spoke to about it were kind of going, yes, it's needed, but nobody really had the energy to write it.
Yeah.
And they were kind of all acknowledging it was a gap, but nobody was standing up and saying, I'm going to write that book. And I think I was on my own journey in my development of this work,
mm-hmm.
whereby if I had, when I first came up with the idea that this book was missing, if I'd tried to write it at that time, I wouldn't have been able to.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, it was something about, I got to a certain point in time where I was capable of writing that book, and that was the point. Somewhere around that point, it dawned on me that actually nobody else was going to, and I should.
Yeah.
And somebody should write it, and why not me, basically.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Well, did it help you in your own development to do research for the book and to write it?
Yeah, it did actually. At a number of levels, really. The level of clarity that you have to be at when you say something in a workshop of 12 to 15 people or 20 people, whatever, half the people in the room are thinking about their shopping lists or what they need to do at the end of the day, or we're thinking about something you said earlier, or we're thinking about, the person across the room who they think is very attractive or whatever.
Yeah.
People's minds are all over the place.
Yeah.
And so any individual statement that you make, the number of people who would remember it the next day, maybe one, if that. You put something down in a book, it's kind of done there permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore you have to have a different level of you've kind of got to go behind everything that you're saying and everything that you know, and really go, why do I know that?
Yeah.
Why do I think that? How can I justify that? Where does that come from? And really kind of analyze it at a much, much deeper level. Even if you don't write all of that analysis in the book,
Yeah.
you have to do it in order to be comfortable. For me, anyway, I had to do it in order to be comfortable writing what I wrote in the book.
Yeah, so you really have to understand what you're writing.
Yeah, at a few levels deeper than, and to be able to justify it and back it up, and to look at, what are the other perspectives on that, and who would agree with you and who would disagree with you, and what evidence exists that would be against what you say, etc. And you've got to do that deeper level of analysis when you put something down on paper, because it's permanent and because people will critique it in a different way, because it isn't just something that somebody remembers or not from a workshop. It's kind of there for everybody en masse.
Yeah.
And so that, for me, required a different level of really doing an underlying level of research behind everything that I was thinking. And all the work that I've been doing, and really, going a couple of layers deeper, and just ensuring that level of rigor stood behind it.
Yeah.
And so that in itself, for me, enabled me to get much, much clearer about how I articulate messages around this work, much, much clearer around why I think it's effective and why I think it works, and what the evidence for that is, and much, much clearer around actually how it supports me in my own development, actually.
Yeah.
And so, it was kind of doing it, kind of cemented lots of stuff in place, and really deepened the level of my own sense of understanding of this work in myself in an interesting way. So yeah, the writing process, I think, was quite powerful in that regard.
Yeah.